Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading for July 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. You had the most views for the month of June, so you are going first this month, and we're going to be doing the 9-card spread, the partner spread, the couple spread, and the my ex spread. I've already shuffled the deck. Let's go ahead and begin. I want to show you what's at the bottom of the deck. I always find that whatever is at the bottom when properly shuffled has some type of message for you. So at the bottom you have the 6 of Cups. So this does represent energy from the past. This can be someone from the past popping up in your life again, emotions or memories from the past. In this deck, you had the Knight of Pentacles, which represents kind of slow moving energy, things taking time to manifest. Okay, let's start with this deck and we'll get 9 cards. This is a love reading for the sign of Gemini for July 2018. You have Strength. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. The Moon. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. 3 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. Page of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. Ace of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. King of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. 10 of Swords. Ace of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. Here it is. 6 of Cups. Okay, what's the most important message that Gemini needs to hear for July 2018? And you have the 4 of Pentacles. So to me, the 4 of Pentacles in a love reading, this has to do with perhaps someone resisting change, or this can be someone holding on to someone very tightly. We'll come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. So let's start at the top. And you have Strength, the Moon, and the 3 of Wands. So you start off with this energy of strength. This is a message to be strong, to be brave, try not to get angry. And this could have something to do with the card right next to it. You have the energy of the Moon. For some of you, there could have been some type of deceit, because you also have the 10 of Swords in this reading at the bottom. So it could be that somebody let you down. It could be that somebody lied to you. Somebody cheated on you. It could also be that you're just very confused right now. I mean, especially with the 3 of Wands on the other side. Let's just start with the Moon. With the Moon, everything's like very unclear to you. You don't know what is going on. There's a lack of clarity and things are not what they seem. Sometimes there's a lot of things that you don't know. And the 3 of Wands is telling you that the best is yet to come. This does show me that perhaps you're waiting, you have been waiting, or it's going to be, you know, sometime before you finally see the end result. It could be that somebody has been giving you mixed signals, or you don't really know where you stand with somebody. Again, the very first card is telling you to hang in there. The Strength card is saying don't get angry, because it could be that there's a lot that you don't know yet with the Moon. You're possibly in the dark about what's really going on with your partner. Now, in the next row here, you have the Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. So there's someone here who is a water sign. This would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, male or female, Sun, Moon, or Rising. There is an energy of new beginning with this person. The Ace of Cups. This is possibly a new person coming into your life if you're single. If you're already coupled, this can be renewing a relationship with a water sign. Remember, it doesn't have to be a water sign. It can also be someone who is in that energy. Maybe someone who's very kind of sensitive, romantic, intuitive. That's the energy of a water sign. There is some type of new beginning with this person. You also have the Page of Wands here. This is some type of communication. This is also good news. If you have been hoping to hear from someone, maybe you're trying to reconnect, the Page of Wands is saying there would be some type of communication that you will find very successful. This is good news. This is good news for you. But the Page of Wands in general, it also means something exciting, some type of change. So I feel like something is changing in your love life. I feel like maybe right now you might be in the dark with the Moon. Maybe you've been waiting for something to work itself out. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to come around. Remember, the main energy was the 4 of Pentacles. This is someone holding back. This is someone that is resisting change. Maybe this is someone that doesn't want to move to a higher level of commitment. Someone that wants to keep everything the same. Possibly this water sign that we see here. And it could be that you've been waiting for this person, you know, with the Three of Wands up there. But the Three of Wands is always a positive message that you're not waiting in vain. The best is yet to come. But the moon is saying there's a lot that you're not seeing yet. There's a lot that has not yet been revealed. So you need to stay strong and you need to be brave, because there is good news coming to you and some type of new beginning in your love life. Either a new person, or you're able to rekindle something with this water sign, or you're able to rekindle something where maybe there was deceit, or you're able to rekindle something where, you know, you're not able to figure out what's happening in your relationship or what's happening with your partner. Now down here, you've got the Ten of Swords. Let's see, what card is this? Ace of Wands. You've got two new beginnings here, and then the Six of Cups. Remember that this card, it was at the bottom of the deck, and I felt like it was relevant in some way to you, and then here it is again as the last card. So this is important. It's kind of like a repeating card, which is the past. Possibly an ex, and you did have the most views, so you are going to get a specific my ex reading. So perhaps, you know, the energy of the past, I mean, it's returning. You have the Ace of Wands right next to the past. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning, a new life, being able to wipe the slate clean. I mean, it's a pretty clear message right here in these last three cards. The Ten of Swords is always, you know, it's some type of betrayal. It's an energy of needing to move on, because you've been hurt in some way. But, you know, there is a new beginning next to it. And, I mean, it's hard to tell in a general reading, but I feel like if somebody let you down, and I get this from the Ten of Swords and the moon up there, if somebody let you down, if somebody lied to you or betrayed you, I mean, I feel like they're popping up again as the Six of Cups, which, you know, as I said, it's a repeating card because it was at the bottom of the deck. There is some type of new beginning. Now, the Ace of Wands, it's a new beginning, but it also means like being able to forgive and forget and move on, wipe the slate clean. And if you look down here, the center of the reading, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, these are new beginnings. Wiping the slate clean, a fresh start, a clean slate, a new beginning in your love life, rekindling a relationship, or maybe with the moon, there was deceit, or there was a lot of confusion around the relationship. Maybe because of this energy. Maybe because somebody didn't know what they wanted. Maybe somebody didn't want to commit to you. Maybe somebody was leading you on. With the Four of Pentacles, this is just holding on really tight to the way things are. It could have been that, you know, that you were holding on to someone really tight. Maybe you've not been able to move on from someone. It could also be that someone was trying to hold on to their maybe relationship status. Maybe they wanted to stay single. There is some type of good news for you with the Page of Wands. There is good news, and there is some type of new beginning. But of course, the main message, very first message, was strength, to be brave. Because right now, with the moon right there, things are not what they seem. So whatever it is that you see right now, especially what you're seeing you don't necessarily like, just hang in there because everything has not yet developed. Okay, let me get 3 more cards from this deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for July? You have the Four of Swords. What other messages are there for Gemini? Magician. Messages for Gemini. And the Five of Cups. We'll put that there. Okay, so you have this message from the Four of Swords. I mean, with the Four of Swords, sometimes somebody has retreated from you. Somebody has asked for some space. This is the need to heal. And this is the need to figure things out. I'm just kind of jumping over here because you have the Five of Cups. I feel like there's something going on right now that has Gemini very upset. And it could be, you know, this energy from the moon. Maybe you're upset that you don't know what's happening in your relationship right now. And everything's really confusing. Remember, things are not what they seem. I feel like if you take away anything from this reading, I feel like this is the most important message for you. The moon. Whatever it, again, remember, whatever it is that's happening in your love life right now, I feel like some of it is an illusion. Things are not what they seem. You may not know the full story yet. Your partner may not have shared everything with you. This is a card of being really, you know, unhappy, very upset, really disappointed in someone. Someone has let you down. This is, you know, crying and sadness. But, you know, there's someone that needs to figure things out with the Four of Swords. Again, I feel like there's something you don't know. With the Four of Swords, somebody needs to collect their thoughts. And you also have the Magician in the middle of all this. The Magician is telling you that you're creating your own love story here. The Magician is telling you you hold all the cards. So if somebody has walked away from you, or if there's problems in a relationship and you feel like there's nothing that I can do, you feel powerless, the Magician is telling you that you have more power than you know. And possibly what they're trying to tell you here is for you to stay strong with the Strength card, to hang in there, because things are not what they seem. I know I keep saying that, but that's just something that keeps coming through for you. It's all an illusion. Again, let me just show you this one more time. The Moon, which represents lack of clarity and confusion, also being really emotional, maybe even deceit, either self-deceit or somebody lying to you. There are two new beginnings here. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. There are new beginnings for you. So even if something ended for you, either you're renewing this relationship with someone from the past, because this card is a repeat card for you, the Six of Cups. You're renewing this relationship with someone from the past, or if you don't want that person, if you feel like that was just too much for you, there's probably somebody new coming in for you. The key is staying in control. Like, do not think that you are powerless. The Magician is telling you that this is actually this is all in your hands. And it could be that this card came up for you because maybe there's a choice coming up for you. I mean, it could be that you have to decide whether you're going to forgive somebody. Two new beginnings lined up with the Moon. You're either going to let somebody new into your life, or maybe you're going to forgive somebody, maybe you're going to move on. This is all up to you. The Magician is always telling you you're creating your own reality. But again, the main energy was the Four of Pentacles, telling you that somebody is resisting right now. Somebody's resisting change. It could be your partner, but it could also even be you. Okay, let's get a few more cards from the confirmation deck. Let's move this way. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini? You have the Ace of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini? Interesting. The Queen of Cups, because you have the King of Cups on the other side. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini? The Seven of Cups. Okay, this gets more interesting. And what's the most important message that Gemini needs to hear from this deck for July 2018? Justice. So interesting that it's justice, because we've been kind of mentioning the energy from the past and a betrayal. Justice, this could be an apology coming to you. But this also is a message that there will be justice for you. Things will be set right. Either by somebody making things up to you. This could be an ex, a partner who lied to you or just let you down in some way. Or the universe is making things up to you by bringing someone new into your life. Okay, so let's look at these three cards. So you have another new beginning. Remember that you already have two new beginnings here. Just put them here so you can see them. You have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Now you also have the Ace of Pentacles. Three new beginnings. So again, there is some type of new energy around you, whether it's somebody new, if you're single, or you're able to start over maybe with someone where things didn't work out. Maybe, you had a falling out. So a new beginning, the Ace of Pentacles, is an unexpected new beginning, unexpected love, unexpected blessings. And you have a water sign again. You have the Queen of Cups. I know you have the King of Cups over here somewhere. Here he is. Strong water sign energy around you. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. So for some of you, this is your partner, or this is someone new coming in. And then, the Seven of Cups. For some of you, it could be a choice. I mean, the Seven of Cups sometimes has to do with being really confused over choices. But this also is very much tying into the Moon. I feel like when it comes to this water sign, you don't understand something that's going on. This is confusion, and this is confusion. This is lack of clarity. This is lack of clarity. I feel like there's something you're not understanding about a water sign. There's something that you're not seeing yet. I mean, there are a lot of new beginnings here. So if this is someone, if this is an ex, there's still, a lot of new energy around you. But of course, there can also be an apology with the Justice card. Somebody making things up to you. So let's just take a look at this spread one more time before I move on to the partner spread to see what other messages there are. I mean, definite strong water sign energy. So for those of you that, you know, you have a partner who is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, this reading is really speaking to you. If you are single, if there's nobody in your life, it could be that you are connecting with a water sign in the month of July. And there are a lot of new beginnings for you in the month of July. I also feel like I need to mention that for some of you, like, there are a lot of new beginnings, but this is going to be up to you. Are you going to make the most of this energy? The new beginnings are just, they're here to tell you that this is available to you. You can have new beginnings. I mean, here they all are. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. This is what is available to you in the month of July. If you act on this, you can start over in whatever way that you want. The energy is there. You won't be blocked. But I feel like there's something that you have to do. I mean, the Magician is saying this is actually in your hands. At the same time, energy from the past is strong. This is pretty much a repeat card. So either you can renew something from, you can renew a relationship from the past, or you can make peace from the past, or maybe someone from the past is popping up in your life again. Because you did have, you know, as a main energy from the second deck, the Justice card, an apology, someone making things up to you. But at the same time, you know, you may have somebody resisting change in a relationship. You may really want to take things to the next level. You may really want to get married, engaged. You may want to move in with someone. Don't be surprised if somebody is resisting this. Remember, first card is telling you to be brave. Things are not what they seem with the Moon. And then this card was repeated by me pulling the Seven of Cups, telling you that right now things are very unclear to you. You're also really emotional, so you may not be seeing things clearly. Again, things are not what they seem. But I also feel like there's an opportunity for Gemini, especially with those of you where there was some type of deceit, you know, with the Moon. And then the Ten of Swords being down here as well. You were maybe betrayed. There's an opportunity to, you know, forgive and forget and move on. Either because you're taking them back, or maybe you're just forgiving them. For those, maybe you don't want the person back, which is fine. Maybe you're just able to wipe the slate clean and move on. But there is some type of sadness around you. Maybe you're just disappointed in someone. But it could also just be that you're really emotional. I mean, I just noticed right here that you've got the Five and the Six of Cups right next to each other. So maybe some of you are really emotional as you're thinking about the past, or you're thinking about someone from the past. I mean, we are going to look into exes. But there's, you know, if there is an ex, and that's why you're watching this reading, I feel like there is a strong possibility of reconnecting again. I mean, there's just two aces here, but there are actually three in this reading, I believe. I mean, there's a strong energy of new beginnings. And again, a strong message that there is a lot that is not clear to you yet with the Moon and the Seven of Cups being here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the partner spread. Okay, so let's get into the partner spread. I've already shuffled the decks. Let's go ahead and see what's at the bottom of each deck. Let's start with this one, and this is for your love interest, whether this is your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it is that's in your life right now. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this does represent marriage. This could represent commitment, stability, children. This is definitely the energy of a strong relationship that they want. Now, as far as you had the Devil at the bottom of the deck. This could represent a lot of fears based on the 9-card spread that we did. This could be that you're feeling really pessimistic right now. There could be some dark energy, some fears. We'll see if this card comes up again. And we'll just look at these two. We won't look at this. This is just a deck that is all major arcana. Okay, so let's start with you. Let's see what you want as far as love for the month of July. Show me the energies around Gemini. What do they want from their partner for July 2018? Yep, look at this. 8 of Swords. What does Gemini want from their partner for July 2018? The Hermit. What does Gemini want from their partner for July 2018? The 9 of Cups. What does Gemini want? 2 of Swords. Okay, now let's look at your partner. What does Gemini's partner want in their relationship for July? The Knight of Cups. What does Gemini's love interest want from their relationship for July? The The Six of Cups. What does Gemini's love interest want for July? The Ten of Wands. What does Gemini's love interest want for July? The Two of Pentacles. Okay, now let me get a main energy for both of you. Main energy for Gemini. You have the Fool, another new beginning. Remember that you had a lot of new beginnings in the 9-card spread. What does Gemini's love interest, what do they want? What is the main energy around them for July? They have the Empress. Okay, so we're going to start with you, looking into these 4 cards that I pulled for you. Let's move this way. So you have the 8 of Swords, you have the Hermit, the 9 of Cups, and you also have the 2 of Swords. So, you know, I feel like things, just kind of looking at these 4 cards, I feel like there's a lot of complicated energy around you. I feel like there's a lot of complicated energy, and I mean, I'm noticing that you have the 8 of Swords, just put them up here. You have the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. I mean, I only pulled 4 cards, and for you to get 2 Swords cards, this always represents, you know, thoughts, and you are an air sign. I feel like there's a lot going on in your head right now. There's a lot of things on your mind. You're doing a lot of thinking, and I feel like, you know, there are some things you need to figure out. You have this energy from the Hermit. The Hermit, this is searching for the truth. Remember that there was a really strong message for you in the 9-card spread, that things are not what they seem. I kept saying it over and over, because that was just a message that I was getting. Things are not what they seem. I feel like, you know, there's, you know, obviously what you want is this. You want to be happy, the 9 of Cups. There's a specific wish that you have in mind, whether it's to get married, to meet somebody. You want your partner to come around. This is a card of hopes and wishes, but it also just means that you're very emotionally fulfilled. You want a wish to come true, but I feel like it's not that easy. I feel like there's a lot of complicated energy around you. I mean, with the 8 of Swords, you're feeling pretty trapped right now. So this would explain why you had the Devil at the bottom of the deck. And remember that it was you, not your partner. They had the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like you may feel really trapped right now, like you don't really know maybe how to forgive your partner, or you don't know what action you should be taking. This all ties in with the 9-card spread, because you had some, you know, kind of really strange messages in there. I have the cards right here. You know, you had the Moon, but you also had, here it is, you have the Moon, but you also had the 7 of Cups from the 2nd spread, which, you know, again, this told me that there was a lot of confusion around you, and I see that here in these 4 cards. I feel like, you know, you feel really, you know, we feel like your hands are tied behind your back when it comes to moving forward in your love life. And although you really want to be happy, you know, there's something that you need to see with the Hermit. You need some time. You need to see the truth of what's going on, because this is telling me that there's something that you don't see the truth. There's something that's eluding you. There's something as an illusion in your love life right now. And so you could be really trapped as far as moving forward. I also feel like, you know, there's possibly a decision that has to be made with the 2 of Swords. This is, you know, stuck energy. And, I mean, the 8 of Swords usually, you know, is kind of stuck energy as well. There could be something that you need to see. You need some type of clarity before you can really move forward. I mean, happiness is here. Remember, you had so many new beginnings, and then you had the 9 of Cups. I mean, happiness is very close to you. I mean, you're getting what you want. I feel like it's practically in your hands. But I feel like, you know, everything's, I don't know, it feels like the energy around your love life, like everything's like scattered, and you need to kind of put the pieces together. In order to do that, you may need to kind of step back a little to see what's going on, or maybe what you want. Hard to tell in a general reading. I just feel like the energy around your love life, it just kind of feels like all over the place. But if you're able to put the pieces together, I feel like you can have exactly what you want, as long as it's aligned for your highest good. But again, you may have to make a really tough decision here. One that maybe you don't want to make, but that you have to make if you want to be happy. The main energy for you from this deck, that's all major arcana, you have the Fool jump for you. well, I pulled it for you, the Fool. This is telling you, again, this is another new beginning. A new beginning awaits you. But this message takes it a step further, saying there's a new beginning, but if you want this, you're going to have to really trust your heart and your intuition. So again, this feels like maybe it's connected to some type of decision that you make, some type of action that you take, where, you know, again, it's something like very complicated. I'm not sure what it is. Hard to say when I'm reading for thousands of people, but it just feels like, you know, you have to really trust in order to grab this new beginning. And I feel like something's kind of keeping you in the energy where you feel really restricted and you feel trapped, like you can't move forward. Okay, let's move over here to your partner. They have the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. So they also, I mean, what's kind of interesting here is that they end with the Two of Pentacles and you ended with the Two of Swords. It just shows that on both parts there are decisions to be made. The twos have to do with choices, especially this Two of Pentacles. Choosing between two things, two people, two outcomes. There are choices to be made on both sides, not just you. Your partner, or the person you're interested in, they have a choice as well. You know, their first card is a Knight of Cups. So this tells me that your partner, the person that you're interested in, really does want to move forward in their love life. Remember that at the bottom of the deck, they had the Ten of Pentacles, which, you know, is a card of marriage and children and stability. Your partner really does, you know, want to see movement in the relationship. They really do want to move forward. But, you know, they have some past energy here. And remember that you also had the Six of Cups and the 9-card spread, if you go back and watch, because I have it right here. This card was also in the 9-card spread, and it was around the energy of some type of betrayal, because the Ten of Swords was right next to it. Here it is. There was some type of betrayal, and so, again, it's hard to say in a general reading. I don't know if maybe you were unfaithful to your partner, or maybe they are somehow connected to the past. There's something that's still kind of dragging them back to the past. Whether it's something that you did, or maybe it's someone from their past, because they do have the Ten of Wands here. This is something they're tired of. There is something from the past that they are really, really fed up with. The Ten of Wands is like an energy of I can't do this anymore. It's become too much. Time to give up. This is the energy of like having to let go of something really draining, and it's something from the past. It could be, you know, someone from their past that just like won't go away if you're dealing with some type of ex or something. But it could also be that maybe they can't get away from a past argument where it's really time to move on. And again, you know, that is what we see here with the Two of Pentacles. That, you know, it's time for decision. It's decision time with the Two of Pentacles. And remember, I told you the energy felt like really scattered around your love life, and the Two of Pentacles is that energy. This is scattered energy. Everything's up in the air. So it is on your partner's side. So I feel like, you know, your partner feels like everything's up in the air. And I mean, you both have decisions to make. But honestly, looking at these cards, I almost feel like you have more thinking to do than them. And hopefully you can see her because of the light. It's really early in the morning here. But I mean, the Eight of Swords, just kind of looking at both of you. The Eight of Swords and the Hermit and the Two of Swords. I feel like you have something really complicated to look at. Like it's not that easy to just kind of put two and two together and figure it out. I feel like you can figure it out if you really take the time. I just feel like there's something going on with Gemini where you feel like, you know, this is impossible. There's no way out of this. But there is, if you really take the time to look at this very carefully. What you most want, it's right here. I mean, you're so close to getting what you want, but you really need to take the time to figure things out and then make a very difficult decision. I forgot to go over their main energy, the Empress. Your partner wants it all. The energy of the Empress is everything. This is not having to settle and you know, maybe only get one thing you want from a relationship. This is the energy of having it all. You know, love, maybe being with somebody that you love and having things in common and being happy, a healthy relationship. I feel like there's something going on because you had the devil at the bottom of the deck when we started, where you may kind of feel this is not a healthy relationship, but yet I feel like your partner is ready for some, movement. They had the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom, and then they start with the Knight of Cups. They're ready for movement. They're ready for things to move forward. They want it all, but there is some type of energy from the past on their side. Something maybe from their past, which is maybe connected to you, but it could also be someone from their past. Maybe he's creating trouble, maybe someone that won't go away. Either way, your partner in some way is really fed up with a Ten of Wands. There's something really draining around them where they just feel like, I need to get away from this. And maybe, they are making this decision. And this could be maybe that they're tired of something going on with you. Maybe you have you need to figure something out. Because remember that the 9-card spread was telling you there is something around you that is not what it seems. Things are, it's an illusion. Remember that you had the 7 of Cups and the Moon. I mean, that's the strong message for you, to have both of those cards in the same spread. There's something that you're not seeing. And then these cards are repeating the same message with the Hermit. There's something you need to see. And you need to see this before it's too late. I don't know. I feel like for some of you, your partner could be, thinking of moving on. They could be tired of some type of behavior. I mean, you both end with 2s. I mean, there could be someone else, but I mean, there could also be that, you have to choose whether you're going to stay with them or you're going to move on. It's time to choose. And I feel like your decision is a lot more difficult with the 2 of Swords being here. This is really complicated. And I also feel like, usually with this card, there's something you don't want to see. Look at these 2 cards. They're both blindfolded. The 8 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. There's something you don't want to see. But the Hermit, a major arcana, is screaming, it's time for you to see this so that you can have this new beginning. Your partner is ready for movement in the relationship. And they want everything. They don't want to compromise. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the couples reading. Okay, Gemini, let's get into the reading for couples. The card at the bottom of the deck for couples is the 7 of Pentacles. So this message will not leave you alone. The 7 of Pentacles does represent that you have a lot of thinking to do. It could be that you're weighing your options. There can be more than one person available to you. But this is someone that is really kind of taking their time. They're doing a lot of thinking. So there's something going on in your relationship where you need to stop and really think carefully. We'll see if this card comes up again, but so far for you, the card at the bottom of the deck has always had some type of meaning related to the reading. Okay, so what is the message for Gemini couples for July 2018? 10 of Pentacles. Gemini couples for July 2018. King of Wands. Gemini couples for July 2018. 3 of Swords. Gemini couples for July 2018. King of Cups, or that water sign energy again. Gemini couples for July 2018. Wheel of Fortune. Gemini couples for July 2018. 6 of Swords. Gemini couples for July 2018. 10 of Cups. Gemini couples, July 2018. 8 of Cups. Gemini couples for July. 9 of Wands. Okay, let's stop here. And let's focus on the first 3 cards, and then we'll tie everything together. So you have the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the 3 of Swords. So there is an energy here of a fire sign. This would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising, or someone in that energy. This is someone that is very kind of energetic, very ambitious, very driven, very high energy, very self-confident. And the energy around it, this is a couples reading focusing on people that are already together, not people who are broken up. We're going to look into exes next. I feel like, there's a strong energy tying you and your partner together right here. The 10 of Pentacles, which does represent marriage, and it represents, maybe if you're not married, that you're moving towards marriage. This is a card of stability, marriage, children, abundance. But there's also heartache there with the 3 of Swords. Remember that you've had strong messages throughout almost every spread I've done for you of choices. there is a possibility here of, of a breakup or somebody being hurt. I want to see the rest of the reading before I can say whether there's really going to be a breakup. But I mean, the Three of Swords is the breakup card, the divorce card. But at the same time, on the other side, you have marriage, or you have, a commitment moving towards marriage and stability. And of course, someone who is a fire sign, which could be your partner or it could be you. Now down here, that water sign energy keeps following you. Remember that you had the King and Queen of Cups in the 9-card spread. And then here it is again. So again, this could even be you if you have a moon or rising in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Now the energy here, this looks a lot better. You have the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that, for couples, this can be a very lucky time for you. This is what, now that I see the second row here, I see what the Three of Swords is about. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that this is a lucky time for you because you can get away from that Three of Swords energy. The Wheel of Fortune is movement. It's a major arcana. This is, something that's strong. There's a strong energy around you of movement, of moving away from the Three of Swords. Maybe moving away from a breakup or moving away from a divorce. And then you have this card, which further confirms that. The Six of Swords. This is telling you that there's an energy available to you to move away from things that are hurting your relationship. The Six of Swords is leaving behind negative situations, negative people, anything that's challenging your relationship. You're able to move away from that with the Six of Swords. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is further confirming that this is a very lucky time for you. So maybe you've been on the brink of a divorce or on the brink of a breakup. You can leave this behind you with the Six of Swords and move into much healthier energy. Remember that you start with the Ten of Pentacles, which is, whether you're already married, this is your marriage being intact, or whether you're dating and you want further commitment, this can be marriage for you. Further down the line, it's all here. This is a very lucky time for couples of getting away from things that are bringing you down, dragging you down. Now down here, you have another 10. You have the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. So the 10 of Cups is also marriage. This is the happily ever after card. This can be marriage, this can be children. If you're already married, this is just your marriage being intact. You need to be careful because you do have the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Wands right next to it. Yes, your marriage is intact. If you're already married, it's here. This is you being very happy further down the line, having everything that you ever wanted. Or maybe if you're dating, you're getting married, and again, being extremely fulfilled with the 10 of Cups. But, and you need to be careful because you also have the 8 of Cups. The possibility of moving on. The 8 of Cups is actually the goodbye card, choosing to move on and walk away. So that energy is around you. And I mean, it's something you want to pay attention to because you also have the 3 of Swords, which is the breakup card up there. Let me just get it for you. So I feel like there's something going on with Gemini where you need to, you want to be careful in relationships because these two energies are around you. The 8 of Cups, the goodbye card, a card of moving on, and then the breakup card. They are around you. Now don't feel like because they're both here that's what's going to happen, because you also have 2 marriage cards lined up here. Also the Wheel of Fortune, you can, and the Six of Swords. These are very similar. You're able to move away, to get away from this possibility and this possibility of moving on. I mean, because two tens, especially these 2 tens, it's time to bring certain things to an end. The 10s represent endings and new beginnings. But, there's something here with the 9 of Wands where somebody's really being really protective of themselves with the 9 of Wands. This is, not wanting to wear your heart on your sleeve, being really paranoid and defensive and protective. It's right next to the goodbye card, so I feel like really protecting yourself, or maybe not speaking to your partner about what you want, or about what's troubling you. I feel like that will only hurt you. I feel like it's not going to be helpful in keeping your relationship intact. So although you see, some challenging cards here, like the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Swords, which could represent a breakup or a divorce, you also have 2 very positive cards, 2 cards representing marriage and 2 cards representing moving away from something unhealthy. Again, this all just feels like it's going to be a choice for you. It's all going to be a choice. And I feel like this has, a huge part to play in this. You being really paranoid and protective and defensive. The need to let your guard down. I know in the 9-card spread, I think the main energy was the Four of Pentacles. Somebody wanting to keep everything the same. Holding on really tight. Resisting change. I mean, it could be that it's time for change. With the 9 of Wands, you're always on guard. And it could be because you're fearing, that something's going on with your partner. You don't want to lose them. But I feel like you have a lot to think about. And although there's some challenging cards here, the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, you also have, 2 confirmations of either moving towards marriage, or if you're already married, your marriage is being intact and moving away from challenges. Let me go ahead and get 3 more cards. I was going to leave it at this, but let's get 3 more cards. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini? Gemini couples for July 2018. 8 of Swords. Remember that this was your first card in the couple spread. Gemini couples, July 2018. 3 of Wands. You had this in the 9-card spread. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so these 3 cards. So, this energy of the 8 of Swords, you feel like things are out of your hands. You feel trapped. You feel like there's really nothing that you can do about what's going on in your relationship. Maybe your partner has, talked about breaking up or divorcing. With the 8 of Swords, you feel trapped. But, you have this message from the 3 of Wands, which you've had, I know you've had this card before, telling you that, the best is yet to come. The 3 of Wands is telling you that this is all a matter of timing. Yes, you'll be waiting to see the final result, but the 3 of Wands is always a message, the best is yet to come. There'll be perfect timing. Although right now you may kind of feel strangled, you may kind of feel like you're stuck. Again, strong message in the partner spread. And then you have the energy here of an earth sign. Which could be a partner, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or it could be you if you have a moon or rising in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. There's the energy of the best is yet to come, although you're feeling, pretty trapped right now. I feel like, again, it's a matter of choices, and what are you going to do? Challenging energies here, but also very positive energies confirming either a marriage or a relationship moving towards marriage. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the My Ex reading. Okay, Gemini, let's get into your ex spread. Now, you had 2 jumping cards. This one jumped immediately when I properly shuffled. And the card that jumped right away is the Devil. So the Devil could represent being really pessimistic. It could be that you become really pessimistic about your ex, but it could also be there's something kind of very unhealthy, maybe about the relationship, maybe about how things ended. The other card that jumped is the 8 of Pentacles. So this does mean that there's a lot of work to be done, maybe in repairing the relationship. You've had a lot of new beginnings. Like, I think it was a 9-card spread, because you had the most views, so you had the longer reading. I'm pretty sure in the 9-card spread, you had a lot of new beginnings. So I feel like, getting back with your ex is not off the table. Although I feel like, maybe something really unhealthy happened. Maybe there was cheating, or maybe the relationship maybe ended in a really bad or negative way. And there's a lot of work to be done. But this is telling you that, with a lot of work, you can rebuild that relationship. The card that was at the bottom of the deck, I want to take a look at that. Look, you have the 6 of Cups. So this is a good confirmation, because this card has come up for you before, of the past. So I feel like, if you're hoping that, an ex could return, the 6 of Cups is the energy of someone from the past returning. Okay, so these were just jumping cards. I'm going to put them back in here. And let's get 9 cards for you. Okay, what does Gemini need to know about their ex? Show me the energies around reuniting with exes. You have the King of Pentacles. Gemini's reuniting with exes. The World. Gemini reuniting with exes. The 6 of Pentacles. Gemini reuniting with exes. The Page of Pentacles. Gemini reuniting with exes. Page of Cups. Gemini reuniting with exes. The Ace of Swords. Gemini reuniting with exes. The Hermit. Gemini reuniting with exes. The Nine of Cups. Gemini reuniting with exes. The Knight of Wands. Okay, so let's start here, and let's start at the top. So you have a Court card as a very first energy. So this is someone that is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. This can be their sign. This can even be the energy that they are in. You do have the World here. So the World does represent endings, and of course this can represent a relationship that ended. Maybe it's something where there was never any closure. The World does represent sometimes kind of bringing things to an end, needing closure. But, you know, it could also be, because remember that the Devil jumped for you when I was properly shuffling. It could be that somebody, you know, ended a relationship, the World, an ending. Maybe they felt they weren't receiving what they needed, what they deserved. The energy of the Six of Pentacles is getting those things that you deserve. Maybe getting the love that you deserve, the happiness, the respect, whatever it is. The Six of Pentacles is receiving, and there's an energy there of an ending. But of course the World is not just an ending, it is also a new beginning. And you did have the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck when I properly shuffled. So it could be that your ex, you know, maybe someone didn't receive, maybe it wasn't your ex, maybe you didn't just deserve what what happened in the relationship, the energy of the Devil. Maybe you didn't receive the love or the respect that you deserve. And the World could mean that, you know, it's, you know, that cycle is completed. There was an ending, but now there would be a new beginning. Now this second row here reveals more. Look at this. You've got 2 pages here. The pages represent communication. 2 pages and the Ace of Swords. Now, the pages, this could be them reaching out to you, because we're talking about exes now, people who are no longer in your life. The pages, you know, tell me that there is some type of communication with your ex. And then the Ace of Swords, this can be several things. It can either be that there's communication, and that now, you know, with the Ace of Swords, this is kind of like a aha moment. Like, you know, I finally know why they broke things off, or I finally know what went wrong. You know, this energy of the World, of something ending. Maybe you not having closure. The Ace of Swords is like you're finally, you know, mentally enlightened. You finally know. You were confused and you didn't know, now you know. It's there with 2 pages. There's a strong energy of communication with your ex. But the Ace of Swords is also the truth. It says clarity and truth. And remember that in the other spreads that you've had, the 9-card spread and even the partner spread, strong message of not knowing. You know, in the 9-card spread you had the Moon and the 7 of Cups. And now you have the Ace of Swords. Like, you finally know. So I feel like, you know, this was probably a strong message for those who are asking about an ex in the 9-card spread. You may want to watch that again. There's, you know, there's communication where you finally understand, you finally have some clarity. Maybe, you know, as far as why they broke things off, or what they want, what they feel maybe they didn't receive. Now, in the bottom row here, you have the Hermit, the 9 of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. So as far as exes, I mean, you have the 9 of Cups, which does represent you getting what you want. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. Your wishes are granted. And, you know, but there's a message here from the Hermit where, you know, somebody has a lot of thinking to do, a lot of soul searching. And I feel, you know, if you've tried, I feel like if you've tried to reach out to your partner, because I've had a lot of private readings with people saying, you know, I tried to reach out, they don't answer me, either contacting someone on Facebook or texting them, no reply. Some of them may need to figure things out. I didn't mention here the Page of Pentacles. This is someone that really needs to look at something very carefully, to look deeper, and that is the same meaning of the Hermit. And this also goes back to the 9-card spread. Things are not what they seem. I see you being very happy here, and this, I mean, just that you have this card in a reading about an ex, this is you being very happy and a wish being granted. But first, somebody needs to see the truth. The Hermit is all about soul searching in order to see the truth, to see what's really going on. And you also have that with the Ace of Swords, clarity and truth. But first, somebody needs to look at this very carefully. I feel like your ex could be studying, You know, maybe why they broke things off, maybe why you broke things off, what happened. They're looking at this very carefully. Also, I forgot to mention the Page of Cups. This is, you know, a heart-to-heart conversation. So you won't just have some type of like random conversation with an ex because maybe you ran into them and it was just high and by. No, the Page of Cups, this is a heart-to-heart conversation. Somebody pouring their heart out. You know, but first they need to see what's going on and understand what's going on. I see that here and I see that here. Again, a wish is granted. I feel like, you know, when it comes to exes, with the Knight of Wands being here, there's still a spark, there's still movement. The Knight of Wands, this represents movement and very kind of determined energy. So I feel like you're very determined. If there's an ex that you're wanting to reach out to or you want in your life, I feel like you will stay in that energy of like, I will get them back. I will, you know, I will get them to hear my side of the story, or I will get the truth. So I feel like if you stay determined, because the energy is here, you get what you want. But I feel like there's a lot of thinking to do. And I feel like, you know, your partner, keep in mind this is a general reading, so think about how does this apply to you? Who needs to see the truth here? Is it you or is it them? There's just a strong energy of that here. The Hermit, the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. Somebody needs to see the truth in order for everything to work out. Let me get 3 more cards. What other messages are there about Gemini exes? Gemini exes. 2 of Swords. Gemini exes. 4 of Pentacles. Gemini exes. Ace of Wands. Okay. So, things are tricky, complicated with the 2 of Swords. You know, the 2 of Swords, this is like, it's not only complicated, but there's some type of decision or action that has to be taken where nobody wants to do it. 2 of Swords, this could be, you know, this is the energy of being stuck until you act. And it could be the act of reaching out, which I do see right here. And somebody's resisting. I mean, look at this, the 4 of Pentacles. This was a main energy for you in the 9-card spread. Somebody is resisting, wanting to keep everything the same. It could be that your partner maybe, you know, is afraid of commitment or doesn't, you know, maybe is content with the way things are now. Somebody's holding back right here. Maybe even holding back from apologizing. This is someone that's just, you know, dug in their heels and will not move forward. And stuck energy here. They're stuck energy. The good news is you do have the Ace of Wands. A new beginning. And this is especially good when it comes to exes, because this is not just a new beginning. You're able to completely do away with everything that happened. Wipe the slate clean. Forgive and forget. You've had this card before. And it has come up with, you know, maybe the energy of a partner or a relationship where someone's being really stubborn. Maybe they're not wanting to forgive. Maybe they're not wanting to move on. Maybe they don't want to get back together. You have the energy there of a new beginning, you know, a new life with this person. But, you know, I feel when it comes to exes, communication and then the truth. It could also be communication. Somebody has changed their mind with the Ace of Swords being here. The Ace of Swords can be a new way of thinking, a new perspective. They changed their mind. Maybe they wanted to break up. Maybe they don't want that anymore. Again, you also have an earth sign. This is especially true for those who have an ex who's an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Although it does not necessarily have to be them. It could be they are in that energy. I feel like, you know, there's something going on with maybe someone feeling they didn't get what they deserve with the 6 of Pentacles. But I still see you being very happy here as far as exes. I feel like you're getting exactly what you want as long as you're staying really motivated, really self-confident. Again, somebody, I feel like your ex or you, there's a lot of thinking to do here. A lot of thinking as far as seeing the truth, maybe as far as wanting to get back together with this person or still loving this person. Okay, Gemini, this has been your love reading for July 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.